Hey everyone, it's time for Game 2 of the 1987 season for History Maker Baseball, the 1987 Atlanta Braves. They lost the first game 8-4. We're ready to start Game 2. And once we've gotten into Game 2, we can now incorporate some of the game day charts. So let's go to those right now. Okay, right here on the game day chart, it says first designate your hot and cold player and make a note on today's score sheet. Review the results of your team's last game. Okay, so from the previous game, Von Hayes was the hot player for the Philadelphia Phillies, so he will be designated as hot today. And Steve Jeltz is going to be designated as the cold player. For Atlanta, Andres Thomas, who had that big day yesterday, he is designated as the hot player. And Dale Murphy, who was 0 for 5, is listed as the cold player. And again, this is Game 2 being played on April 9th, 1987. And now we're going to go to our clubhouse mood, and we're going to check and see, was it a win for the Phillies? Yes, it was. So we're going to roll one die. If it's equal to or less than their current win streak, the team has harmony, and the clubhouse mood is sunny. Okay, it was equal or less than their win streak. They only won one game. So this has to be a 1 for them to have harmony. It's a 5. They do not have harmony. So otherwise, use Mood Finder method below. All right. The Mood Finder says use the decider die and frame a yes/no question, however you prefer, to determine whether the clubhouse mood is sunny or stormy. For example, is the club able to shake off last night's loss? Yes, which is a dot. We use the sunny, and the team is semi-harmonic. If no, then stormy and semi-dissonant. All right, so are they ready to win again today? And we're going to roll the decider die and find out whether the Phillies are ready to win again. They are not. It came up as a blank. So they are going to be in a stormy mood. Stormy mood. So we're going to go over to the stormy chart, and we're going to roll one die here and see what happens. It's a 2, so that means we're under the media. And now we're going to roll another die to figure out within the media part which one we're going to use. And that's a 1, which means minor issue with player. Okay, now we need to know which player has the minor issue. Well, we roll another die, see who has the minor issue. And it's a 3, which means starting infielder. Okay, which infielder? All right, we're going to roll again to see which infielder it is. It's a 5, which means the catcher. So the catcher, the starting catcher, Lance Parrish, has a minor issue. All right. Now, what is the minor issue? We're going to roll one more die to see what the minor issue is. Okay. The minor issue is a 6, which means he's cold this game. Okay. So not only is Steve Jeltz cold, but because of this, Lance Parrish is also going to be listed as cold for this game only. And that's the Phillies for you. They are semi-dissonant. So now we'll go over to check the Braves. Was it a loss? All right, so we're going to use the loss chart here. If it's equal to or less than their current losing streak, the team has dissonant. So this roll has to be a 1 for them to be dissonant. It's a 6, so they're not dissonant. So again, we're going to check the clubhouse mood, or mood finder below, I should say. All right, so we're going to again use the decider die. Are they ready to win today? Decider die dot would say yes. They are not, so they are going to be semi-dissonant. And now we're going to go to the message board. The message board here. Let's see here, clubhouse stormy. So they're going to be on the message board here and see what we have. It's a 2, which is another media check. Now, what's the issue with the media? It's a 2. It's a major issue with the player. So let's see what the major issue with the player is. Whoops, just dropped it. Let's use another die. Major issue with a player. It's a 5, which is a pitcher. It's a major issue with a pitcher. All right, which pitcher? We go to this chart to find out which pitcher. It's a 2, which is last game's starter. Last game's starter was Rick Mahler. So let's find out what the major issue is here for Rick Mahler. It's a 4, which means he's cold until further notice. So Rick Mahler is cold until further notice. So we'll have to make a note of that on the game day chart, that Rick Mahler is cold until further notice. So I'll make a note up top here. Rick Mahler, cold till further notice. Okay, so those are the pregame checks. They have now been completed, and we're ready to begin Game 2 of the 1987 season replay with the Atlanta Braves. And the starting lineups will be presented in just a moment. Okay, welcome back to Fulton County Stadium for Game 2 of this 1987 season. It's the second and final game of the series with the Phillies. Unfortunately, Chip Scarry was not able to join us today, so I'm going to have to go it alone. Today's starting pitchers for Atlanta is Zane Smith, and Zane Smith has semi-flash and semi-control. And for the Phillies is Bruce Ruffin, and Ruffin is a semi-workman with semi-control. And we'll meet the starting lineups. Leading off for the Phillies in center field is Chris James, with the left-hander Smith on the mound. They went to the right-hander James and benched Milt Thompson. So otherwise, the lineup is exactly the same as before. Juan Samuel batting second, Von Hayes third, Mike Schmidt cleanup, Lance Parrish, who is now cold, batting fifth, Glenn Wilson batting sixth, sticking together on me, Mike Easler seventh, Steve Jeltz eighth, and Bruce Ruffin ninth. And for the Braves, it'll be mostly the same lineup again. In fact, it's going to be the exact same lineup as last time. Deion James leading off in center, Andres Thomas at short, Renicky at first, Murphy in right, Ken Griffey in left, Ozzie Virgil catching, Ken Oberkfell at third, and Glenn Hubbard second, batting eighth, and then batting ninth and pitching Zane Smith. Okay, so we're in the twilight in this evening game. You can see the sunshine breaking through on Fulton County Stadium. So that will change as the game moves along. And we're ready to go now that the pregame checks are all out of the way. And it will be, interestingly enough, as we look at this, the two center fielders and leadoff hitters for each team is last name of James. You got Deion James for Atlanta, Chris James for Philadelphia, and they're both leading off and playing center field. One last check before we start that I almost forgot were the starting umpires. And we brought in the actual umpires from Game 2 in the actual series from 1987. We have Bruce Fremming leading things off. He will be the home plate umpire. We have Jim Quick at first base, Charlie Williams at second base, and the crew chief, the veteran John Kibler, who was on the plate yesterday, or the first game, is now at third base for this ball game. All right, we're ready to go now finally. Festivities out of the way. Chris James against Zane Smith as we start off Game 2. Braves looking to turn it around. Phillies looking to keep it going. Both teams, remember, are semi-dissonant. Okay, it's a 2-6-6. 2-6-6 on the board. 2-6-6 asks, is the runner on first thrown out? There's nobody on first, so he's not thrown out. Is it a leadoff batter? Yes, it is. In fact, it's leading off the game, so he singles to center field. So Chris James found the leadoff batter result and took advantage of it with a base hit to center field. So leadoff batter on again for the Phillies to start the ball game, and that'll bring up second baseman Juan Samuel. Samuel is up with James at first. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and roll it on the board here to keep from panning so much. Okay, it's a 1-6-6. 1-6-6 asks, is the pitcher a workman? And Zane Smith is not a workman. Is the batter a whiffer? Samuel is a semi-whiffer. Decide or die, which I did not roll. I need to roll right now. Decide or die says he is a whiffer, so it is a strikeout. I don't know how I forgot to roll decide or die then, but anyway, I rolled it that time and it worked, so it's a strikeout for Zane Smith. One away, and that will bring up the first baseman, Von Hayes. Lefty-on-lefty matchup with Zane Smith. Von Hayes is up with Wilson at first base and 1 out. Here is the pitch to Von Hayes. It's a 1-1-4. 1-1-4. 1-1-4 asks, is he fresh? Is the pitcher fresh? Zane Smith is certainly fresh because of the fact that we're in the first inning. So it is, let me get all the shadows here. It is a ground ball to short. And with a lead die of 1, that is a double play. So it is a 6-4-3 double play. And that will end the inning. Much better start to this game for the Braves than the opening day. So nothing doing for the Phillies in the first. We go to the bottom of the first. Phillies nothing, and the Braves coming to bat. And leading things off will be Dion James against Bruce Ruffin. So the Phillies throwing their second consecutive left-hander at Atlanta. And Dion James will lead things off. He is a semi-champion, and that's the only trade he has. Okay, it's a 1-1-4. I think we just had that roll. We certainly did. Is the pitcher fresh? Yes, he is. It's a ground ball to short, so 1 away very quickly, and that'll bring up the hot batter of the ball game for Atlanta, Andres Thomas. He had 4 hits yesterday, or in game 1. There's been a day off since, so all relievers are eligible. So Andres Thomas is up as the hot batter. See what he can do here against Bruce Ruffin. It's a 2-4-5. 2-4-5 is blank for the pitcher, and it's asking, is the batter a hero? Andres Thomas is not a hero, so he pops out to the second baseman, Juan Samuel, and that result is in red, and we will go to the experience chart for the next at bat. So he pops out to Samuel for out number 2, and now Gary Renicky is up to the plate. Bruce Ruffin is a semi-prospect, and Gary Renicky is an icon. So the Braves certainly have an advantage on this experience chart. But with 2 outs and the bases empty, the Phillies, John Felski is not going to use a manager card. He's going to let this one slide. So it's an icon against a semi-prospect. And it's a blank, so Ruffin is not a prospect. He's neutral. And Renicky is an icon. So on the experience chart, a 1-6. Icon pitcher. No, he's not an icon pitcher. If he was, he would fool the batter into swinging an inside pitch, ground out to short. Otherwise, batter connects for a single to the outfield. So it is a 2-out single for Gary Renicky. But that's a chance Felski took with the bases empty. He didn't want to waste a manager card. Wanted to save that for a more critical situation, which is what he did. And now Dale Murphy is up. Murphy, the cold batter in this game, facing Bruce Ruffin. It's a 2-2-4. So a 2-2-4. A 2-2-4. 2-2-4. Pitching at home. No, he's not. He's on the road. Is the batter a slugger? Dale Murphy is a home run king, not a slugger. But he still singles to right field. And on a lead die of 2, the runner advances one base. So Renicky will stop at second base on the base hit by Murphy. And now we're going to the right now chart. And on the right now chart, Griffey is neutral and so is Ruffin. So we have neutral against neutral. And we'll see what happens here. No need for the decider die. It is neutral against neutral. And it's a 1-2. Sorry, Bruce Remy. It is a 1-2 on the right now chart. So a 1-2 is hot batter. No, he's not a hot batter. So he grounds out to short to end the inning. So since Griffey was not hot, he grounded to short. And the first inning is done. We've played 1 inning, no score here at Fulton County Stadium. And we'll be right back for inning number 2. Okay, welcome back to Fulton County Stadium. What I decided to do to give myself some more room here was to temporarily move the umpire chart and the bench players to the side and bring them on when I need them. And that will allow me to get the playbook here where I'm not moving around so much. So hopefully this will turn out a little bit more efficient. All right, right now, Mike Schmidt leading off against Zane Smith. It's a 1-3-4. So a 1-3-4 asks, is the catcher gold? No, the catcher is not gold. Is the batter a champion? Nope. Mike Schmidt is not a champion. So we got outfield drama. So we go to outfield drama, and we will roll the 2 dice. No decider die is needed. It is a 34, 3-4. 3-4 for outfield drama. It says left field iron. No, he's not iron, so it's an easy fly out. He was neutral. Renicky was neutral, so it's an easy fly out to left field for out number 1. Schmidt is gone, and that'll bring up the catcher, Lance Parrish, and Lance Parrish is cold via the game day check. So let's see if he can turn that around against Zane Smith. It is a 1-1-2. 1-1-2 asks, does the pitcher have flash? Zane Smith has semi-flash. Decider die says no. Is the batter a sad sack? No, he's not a sad sack. Check with scorer. Okay, we're going to go to the score chart, micro chart called score, and we're either going to have a hit or an error, depending on what's rolled here. So we'll roll 1 die and see what happens. It's a 3. So on the 3 check, it says base hit off the glove of the third baseman. So Lance Parrish with a base hit, 1 out single. 1 out single, and that now will bring up Glenn Wilson, the right fielder. Glenn Wilson. Glenn Wilson against Zane Smith. Runner at first, 1 out. It is a 1-2-3. 1-2-3 asks both flash and fresh. Why, yes, he is. He is fresh because it's only the 2nd inning. He's semi-flash, and the decider die says he is flash. So therefore, it is a strikeout. So Zane Smith picks up the strikeout, his 2nd of the game against Glenn Wilson. And that'll bring up the hitman, Mike Easler, with 2 outs and Parrish at first base. So Easler, lefty on lefty matchup with Zane Smith. It's a 1-2-6. 1-2-6 asks, is he fresh? Yes, he is. He's getting a lot of fresh rolls here. So it's a line out to second base. So the bakery is open as the rolls are fresh right out of the oven and helping Zane Smith. And that's the end of the top of the 2nd. We go to the bottom of the 2nd with no score. And Ozzie Virgil stepping to the plate against Bruce Ruffin. So Virgil. Ozzie Virgil. It's a 4-5-5. 4-5-5 asks, does the pitcher have flash? No, Ruffin does not have flash. Is the batter a home run king? Why, yes, he is. He's a home run king. So therefore, he hits a home run to right field. So Ozzie Virgil, opposite field shot, and the Braves take a 1-0 lead here in the bottom of the 2nd. So first lead of the year. Oh, I'll take that back. They led briefly 3-2 in the first game. So not their first lead of the year, but big home run there for Ozzie Virgil nonetheless. And the Braves lead at 1-0. Here's Ken Oberkfell, lefty on lefty against Ruffin. And we've got a 1-2-5. 1-2-5, is the pitcher a struggler? No, he's not a struggler. Is the batter patient? Oberkfell has a semi-good eye, but he's not patient. Therefore, he grounds out to third. So it's a ground out to Mike Schmidt for out number 1. And that now will bring up Glenn Hubbard. So Glenn Hubbard will step in against Bruce Ruffin. And the roll is a 2-3-5. 2-3-5. Is the pitcher wild? No, he's got semi-control. Is the batter eager? No, he's semi-patient. Therefore, he grounds out to second base unless he is patient. And Hubbard is semi-patient. Decider die says he is patient. So therefore, he will walk off of the patient batter draws walk chart at the bottom there. So Hubbard with a 1-out walk, and that's big because now that allows Zane Smith, who's coming to the plate, to sacrifice bunt. So Zane Smith will be facing Jeltz, but he's going to bunt here. So we'll bring out the bunt chart and see what that says. So on the attempted bunt, if we roll a 1, then Zane Smith will be safe. If we roll a 2, an active runner would be safe, but Zane Smith is obviously not active, so he would be out. 3, 4, 5, he gets the job done. If we roll a 6, there's a chance that he just does not get the bunt down. So he's looking for anything other than a 6 here, basically. And he got a 2. So a 2, the sacrifice works. Again, had that been a really fast active runner, then he would have beaten it out. But as it is, he got the job done, moved the runner up. Hubbard's now at second for Dion James, who grounded to short his first time up. It is a 2-3-3. 2-3-3 is the pitcher an ace or a star? No, he's not. Is the batter a slugger? No, he's not. So he flies out to center fielder Chris James to end the inning. So the Braves pick up a run on the home run by Ozzie Virgil. And after 2 complete, it is the Braves 1 and the Phillies nothing. And coming up for the Phillies, number 8 hitter, switch hitter Steve Jeltz. Jeltz against Smith. It is a 4-5-6. 4-5-6 for the pitcher is blank. For the batter, it's asking, is he patient? No, he's not. So therefore, he flies out to center, and we're going to the chemistry chart on this next roll with the pitcher Bruce Ruffin batting. We will be going to the chemistry chart. Both teams, again, semi-dissonant, and neither manager is going to pull the string on a manager card. So we're going to let it roll here, as is. Semi-dissonant, both teams. It's a 2-2, so somebody's going to be dissonant here. Let's see who it is. They're both dissonant, actually. So a 2-2 says batting team dissonance. Yes, he is. Yes, it is. It says batter not focused, reaches for an outside pitch, and grounds out. Otherwise, he would have hit a double. So Ruffin reached out for an outside pitch and grounds it to short. I'll just call it short. The book doesn't really say, but that's just what we'll go with. And otherwise, he would have doubled. So maybe Felsky should have used a manager card there, but you never know till the roll happens. So 2 outs, bases empty, back to the top of the order, and Chris James. He singled his first time up and then was erased on a double play. It is a 1-6-6. 1-6-6. Ask, is the pitcher a workman? No, he's not. Is the batter a whiffer? He's a semi-whiffer. Decider die says he is a whiffer, so we have a strikeout. Strikeout number 3 for Zane Smith. He has struck out 1 every inning, and he has tossed 3 shutout innings for the Braves. And we go to the bottom of the third with the score still Atlanta 1 and Philadelphia nothing. And due up for Atlanta will be shortstop Andres Thomas. He is the designated hot batter in this game for Atlanta. So let's see what he does here against Bruce Ruffin. It's a 1-6-6. We just had that. Is he a workman? He's a semi-workman, but Decider die says no. Is the batter a whiffer? He's a semi-whiffer. Again, Decider die says no. Therefore, he grounds out to third base, and the ground out is in red, so we will be checking the experience chart on this next at bat. And Gary Renicky is the same one who had the experience chart last time, where he was an icon and Ruffin was a semi-prospect. So again, with the bases empty, Felsky's going to let it slide, and we're going to go ahead and roll for this experience roll. Renicky, the icon, against Ruffin, the semi-prospect. So Ruffin is now going to be neutral since the decider die was blank. So a 2-6. A 2-6 is icon pitcher. Now he's not an icon pitcher, therefore the batter drops a single over second base. So it's a base hit for Renicky. He has gotten 2 hits in this game. He's 2 for 2 thanks to the experience chart. And now that'll bring up Dale Murphy with 1 on and 1 out. And Murphy's the designated cold player in this game, although he did have a hit his first time up. So let's see, the Phillies looking for 2 here. It's a 1-2-2. 1-2-2. Ask, is the pitcher a workman? No. Actually, he's a semi-workman, but Decider die says no. Is the batter a champion or a whiffer? Again, He's a semi-whiffer, but the side or die says no. Therefore, he lines out to the third baseman. So he lines out to Schmidt for out number 2. Roenicke will hold first base, and Ken Griffey will be the batter, as Ken Griffey steps in with 2 outs and a runner at first base. Griffey against Ruffin. It is a 1-3-5, so we got the unusual play, and the red die is the 1, so that means we're going past the ballpark and umpire chart to the event results, and we have to check and see what the number 3 die is. The 3 die is black, so 1 red and 3 black means we're going to the memorable plays in the field. When you get a 1 red and 3 black, it's memorable plays in the field. So we're going to roll 2 dice, and we'll roll the side die just in case it's needed. And we'll see what the memorable play in the field is here. It's a 2-5. 2-5 says ball smashed to pitcher. Gold pitcher robs batter a base hit, otherwise single. Iron pitcher loses ball covering first, runner to second. Ruffin is neutral on his fielding, so therefore, since he's not gold, it's going to be a base hit, a single. So a single will move Roenicke up to second base, and now there are 2 on and 2 out for Ozzie Virgil, who homered that last time up. So Ruffin has to be careful here, or Virgil could go deep again, as Virgil has the home run king quality. So let's see what he can do here. 2 on and 2 outs. And in fact, Felski is going to walk to the mound here and use his first strategy card, John Felski. He's going to walk to the mound, and he's going to add a pitching quality to Bruce Ruffin, and he's going to make him an ace this at bat. So Bruce Ruffin is now an ace this at bat. And we'll put a little notch here saying that the Phillies have used their first manager card. So Bruce Ruffin's an ace on this at bat against Ozzie Virgil. So let's see if Felski made the right move. It's a 3-3-5. 3-3-5 says, is the pitcher wild? No, that's not a factor. Is the batter a sad sack? No, he's not. It's a single to right field, and a stolen base, however, Stoic will hold. And on a single to right, runner advances 2 bases. So Roenicke will score off of that, and Griffey will move to third. And so Ozzie Virgil now has driven in both runs, and the Braves lead it 2-0. So all this started with a 2-out icon base hit by Roenicke, because Felski did not use the manager card. This time he did use the manager card, but it was of no effect. So now Oberkfell is up with runners at the corners and 2 outs, and Ruffin returns to being a semi-workman. So Oberkfell is up. He grounded to third his first time up. It is a 1-3-6. 1-3-6 asks, is he an ace? That's the one he needed in the last at bat. He's not an ace. So therefore it says whiffer or cold. Oberkfell is neither one of those. So we have infield drama. Infield drama on the 1-3-6 chart. So it's an infield drama. And we're going to have to roll the side or die because Schmidt is semi-gold, and that could come up here. All right, so if the call is on Schmidt, he will be gold. 5-6. 5-6 says first baseman gold. First baseman is not gold. If he was gold, it would make a leaping grab of a poor throw from the infielder out at first. Otherwise, the ball sails over his head for an error. So, ball sails over his head for an error. Let's see here. Runner advances 2 basemen. All right, so it's going to go over his head for an error. So that means the runner Oberkfell is going to make it to third on, we'll call it an E5. We'll give the error to Schmidt here. And Griffey will score an unearned run. Virgil will move to third. So runners are at second and third with 2 outs. And now Ruffin is now going to be considered a semi-struggler. So he has to turn things around. He'll be facing Glenn Hubbard as the Braves now have a 3-0 lead. on the Phillies. And again, all this started with with 1 out Reineke base hit. So they had a chance to get out of it with 2 outs and a runner at first and could not do it. So here is Hubbard against Ruffin. It is a 1-3-4. 1-3-4 asks, is the catcher gold? Parrish is neutral. Is the batter a champion? No, he's not. So we got outfield drama. So last time was infield drama. This time is outfield drama. And again, we will need the side or die because Wilson, the right fielder, is semi-gold. So he is going to be gold this at bat. It's a 1-3. But this says center fielder iron. No, he's not. He's neutral. So he makes a lunging catch to end the inning. So the inning is now over, but the Braves pick up 2 runs here in the third, 1 earned, 1 not. And after 3 complete, it is the Braves 3 and the Phillies nothing. Okay, Juan Samuel to lead off against Zane Smith here in the 4th. It is a 1-4-6. 1-4-6 asks, does the pitcher have flash? He's got semi-flash. The side or die says no. Is the batter a champion? No, he's not a champion. Therefore, he grounds out to the second baseman, Glenn Hubbard, for out number 1. And Samuel is retired. That will bring up Von Hayes. So Von Hayes steps to the plate. 1 out and nobody on. So Von Hayes rounded into a double play his last time up. So he's certainly looking to make amends for that. It is a 2-6-6. 2-6-6 says runner on first thrown out, but there's nobody on first. Is he a leadoff batter? No, he's not. Therefore, he flies out to right field. So Von Hayes will fly to right field for out number 2. And that'll bring up Mike Schmidt with the bases empty and 2 outs. And that's just the way you want to face Mike Schmidt, so he can do the least amount of damage. So Mike Schmidt against Zane Smith. It is a 2-5-6. 2-5-6, is he a struggler? No, he's not a struggler. Is the batter a champion or patient? He is semi-patient, and the side or die says he is patient, so he will walk. So we will avoid the infield drama and go straight to a walk for Mike Schmidt. So a 2-out walk, and that brings up the designated cold batter, Lance Parrish. And I forgot to mention Zane Smith is now semi-fresh since we're in the 4th inning. All right, so Lance Parrish is up. 2 outs, runner at first. And it's a 1-4-4. 1-4-4 asks, does he have flash? He's got semi-flash. The side or die says he has flash. Therefore, it's a strikeout. However, there are umpire glasses here. So we need to check the umpire glasses. On a 1-4-4, it says questionable or lenient umpire calls ball 4. So the home plate umpire is Bruce Fleming. He is not questionable or lenient, so therefore the strikeout will stand. So Parrish, rung up by Zane Smith. He's gotten 1 strikeout every inning for a total of 4 through 4 innings. And we go to the bottom of the 4th, score still, Braves 3 and the Phillies nothing. And Bruce Ruffin now is also semi-fresh. And Zane Smith, the pitcher, is in the leadoff spot in this inning, since Hubbard made the last out. So Smith is his first official at bat because he had a sacrifice bunt his first time up. This is a 3-5-5. 3-5-5 asks, is the pitcher a struggler? No, he's not. Is the batter a champion? No, he's not. Therefore, he grounds out to second unless he's a whiffer. He's a semi-whiffer. The side or die says he is a whiffer. So therefore, it is a strikeout. So Zane Smith strikes out. Back to the top of the order. And Deion James, he's 0 for 2. It's a 1-2-5. Is the pitcher a struggler? No, he's not. Is the batter patient? No, he's not. It's a ground out to third unless he's a whiffer, which he's not. So it is a ground out to Schmidt at third base. 2 quick outs here in the bottom of the 4th, and Andres Thomas, the batter. He was the designated hot batter coming into this game, but he's 0 for 2 at this point. Looking to change that. Andres Thomas against Ruffin. It's a 1-1-3. Is he an ace? No, he's not an ace. Is he a slugger? No, he's not a slugger. Therefore, he singles to center field unless he's a sad sack, which he is not, or home run king, which he is not. So, therefore, the single stands for Andres Thomas, a 2-out single, and Ruffin has yet to have a 1-2-3 inning. Again, he allows a base runner, And Gary Renicky is up, but at least this time for Ruffin's sake, there is no check of the experience chart. So Renicky's going to have to do this without the experience benefit. And here we go. It's a 155. I'm sorry, 115. 115 asks, is he fresh? He's semi-fresh. Decider die says he is fresh. So therefore it's a pop out, and we'll call it a pop out to Schmidt at third to end the inning. So we completed 4 here at Fulton County Stadium. Score still remains Atlanta 3 and Philadelphia nothing. Leading off for the Phillies will be Glenn Wilson, the right fielder. Bottom portion of the order, Wilson, Easler, and Jeltz do up against Zane Smith, who's tossed 4 shutout innings so far. It is a 3-4-4. Is he a prospect pitcher? No, he's not. Is the batter patient? No, he's not. Therefore, he pops out to second base. So he pops out to Glenn Hubbard at second base, and that will bring up the hitman, Mike Easler. Although the hitman has not had a hit yet, he did line one hard to Hubbard his first time up. So he's looking for a hit here. Lefty on lefty against Zane Smith. Only rolled 2 die. That would help to roll the third one, wouldn't it? All right, 4-4-6. 4-4-6. Is the pitcher a star? No, he's not. Is the batter a sad sack, utility, or patient? Sad sack, utility, or patient. I don't see any of those qualities there. Therefore, he singles to right field, and if he's an active runner, he would steal, but he's stoic. So it's simply a base hit for Jeltz, a 1-out single. And the result in red means we're going to the player experience chart with Steve Jeltz and Zane Smith. Zane Smith is neutral, as is Jeltz. So, that being the case, it is neutral against neutral on the experience chart. It is a 1-1. Prospect pitcher. No, he's not a prospect pitcher. It's therefore he gets another strikeout. If he was a prospect pitcher, he would have had a long drive fence check, but he gets his strikeout. So Zane Smith keeps the streak alive. 1 strikeout per inning, and that's out number 2. And that'll bring up Bruce Ruffin. Not going to pinch hit for him in just the 4th inning or 5th inning. So they're going to go ahead and let him swing away with 2 outs. So Ruffin, a 4-5-6 for Ruffin. 4-5-6 is blank for the pitcher, and it's asking, is he patient? No, he's certainly not patient. Therefore, he hits a fly out to center field to end the inning, and that result is in purple. So we will be going to the chemistry chart here in the bottom of the 5th to start the bottom of the 5th. Chemistry chart time. Start the bottom of the 5th, and it's going to be Murphy. Murphy against, was semi-dissonant against semi-dissonant, so anything's liable to happen here. Let's see what Ruffin can do against Murphy. It's a 1-3, but it's a neutral, so the side die is blank, so both teams are neutral. 1-3, pitching team harmony. No, they don't have harmony. Therefore, it's a single, so, and it's in blue, so Murphy gets a single, and we go to the right now chart. For the next at bat, Ken Griffey got his single. So Ken Griffey got a single, which means he is semi-hot. And Ruffin is semi-cold since he just gave up the base hit. So we have a semi-hot batter in Griffey facing a semi-cold pitcher in Ruffin. And that may be enough to get Felski to make another move to the bullpen here. And let's see what they might want to use here. It's a one-on-one pep talk. So he's going to make a one-on-one pep talk with the pitcher Ruffin. And he is now going to become neutral. So he becomes neutral instead of being potentially semi-cold. He's going to be neutral. So it's the second manager card used, but he is going to be neutral. And Griffey is semi-hot. It is a 1-3. So a 1-3 on the right now chart. Asks, is it a cold pitcher? And it's a good thing he did use that manager card because a the decider die would have made him cold. But he is not cold now. So instead of giving up a single, he gives up a line out to shallow center for the out. So that was a well-used manager card by Felski. Kept Ruffin from giving up a base hit because he would have been cold thanks to the decider die. And now that brings up Ozzie Virgil. Virgil has homered and singled in this game. And now he's got Murphy at first base and one out. So let's see what Ruffin can do here against Virgil. He hasn't solved him yet. It's a 2-3-4. 2-3-4. Runners on base. Yes, there are. We've got plate drama. So plate drama. And we don't need the decider die, I don't believe, since Parrish is neutral. So here we go. Plate drama. It's a 4-5 on plate drama. 4-5 says catcher gold. No, he's neutral. If he was gold, he'd have a quick recovery on a scrub ball in the dirt for a strike. Otherwise, loses pitch in the dirt, pass ball, and pass ball, we go to the chemistry chart on that pass ball. So Murphy will move up to second base on the pass ball by Lance Parrish. And now we go to the chemistry chart. And again, semi-dissonant against semi-dissonant. Here is the result. It's a 1-5, so they're both neutral since the decider die came up blank. 1-5 says pitching team harmony. Nope, not harmony. So it's a bloop single. But a lead die of 1. Runner advances only one base, so Murphy will have to stop at third on the single by Virgil, who is now 3 for 3 in the game. And now the Philly bullpen is going to work here with Ruffin scuffling a little bit. So they're going to be warming up Mike Jackson. Mike Jackson is warming up in the Phillies bullpen, and he could be summoned very quickly, depending on how things go. Right now we have a lefty-on-lefty matchup with Ruffin against Oberkfell. So Ruffin will at least get to face Oberkfell. Not sure about after that. We shall see. So Oberkfell is up with runners at the corners and one out. Ken Oberkfell reached on the two-base error his last time up. It's a 2-6-6. 2-6-6. Runner thrown out at first base. So Ozzie Virgil caught daydreaming, and he is going to be picked off. We'll call it 2-3 for the second out. So a blunder there by Ozzie Virgil. He's 3 for 3, but he did not run well. He daydreaming and got picked off first. Now there are 2 outs for Ken Oberkfell. 1-4-5. Is the pitcher a struggler? No, he's not. Is the batter's blank? It's a ground out to the first baseman, Von Hayes, and the inning is over. So Braves get nothing in the 5th. We go to the 6th with the score still Atlanta 3 and Philadelphia nothing. Top of the 6th, and this is Zane Smith's last inning, potentially to be semi-fresh. However, if he keeps the shutout going, he can extend that to the 7th and the 8th inning. So we'll see what happens here. Chris James leads things off. He's 1 for 2 in the game thus far. It's a 2-5-5. 2-5-5 asks, is the pitcher a star? Zane Smith is not a star. Is the batter a home run king? Chris James is a semi-home run king. Decider die says he is a home run king. So we got a home run for Chris James to lead off the 6th inning. And so much for Zane Smith extending his semi-fresh streak, because he is going to lose that quality completely after this inning is over thanks to that home run. It's now a 3-1 ball game for Zane Smith. The good news on that is it was a solo shot, so he still has a 3-1 lead. And Juan Samuel is up. Samuel, a 1-5-6. 1-5-6 is blank for the pitcher. Is the batter a whiffer? He's a semi-whiffer. Decider die says he is a whiffer. It is a strikeout, and there is that obligatory strikeout for Zane Smith. He's gotten 1 every inning. All 6 innings, he's gotten 1 exactly. So that means he should not strike out anybody else this inning. Von Hayes is up, so Von Hayes should not have to worry about striking out. Here he is, Von Hayes. 1 out, bases empty. It is a 1-6-6. Is the batter a Workman? No, he's not. Is the pitcher a Workman? No, he's not. Is the batter a whiffer? No, he's not. So we have a ground out to third, and we go to the experience chart on the next at bat. So it's a ground ball to Oberkfell at third for out number 2. And now Mike Schmidt gets to hit off the experience chart. He is an icon, and Zane Smith is neutral, but Chuck Tanner says not so fast. I'm going to make Zane Smith an icon as well. So he's going to use the manager influence card to give the icon experience to Zane Smith. So Zane Smith will become an icon at this bat, the same as Mike Schmidt. And we'll make a note that that was the first manager card used by Chuck Tanner. All right, so icon against icon, so we don't need the decide or die this time around. And it's a 1-6 off the experience chart. 1-6 is icon pitcher. Fools batter and swinging it inside the pitch, ground ball to short, otherwise batter connects for a single. So there it is. He got him to ground to short since he was an icon that in particular at bat. And the inning is over. And so Chuck Tanner had wise use of that manager card. And we go to the bottom of the 6th with the score still, or now, Philadelphia trailing Atlanta only 3-1. And coming up is Glenn Hubbard, Zane Smith, and Dion James. So Ruffin is still in there. This is his last inning to be semi-fresh. Mike Jackson's still in the bullpen. 1-4-6. 1-4-6. Does he have flash? No, he does not. Is the batter a champion? No, he is not. So therefore we have a ground out to second. So Hubbard grounds out to Juan Samuel at second for out number 1. And now Zane Smith, the pitcher, steps to the plate with 1 out and nobody on. Zane Smith. He is pretty much everything a pitcher is on hitting. Sad sack, eager, whiffer, so forth. So let's see what he can do here against Ruffin, if anything. 2-5-6. Is the pitcher a struggler? No, he's not. Is the batter a champion or patient? No, he's not. Infield drama. So maybe Zane Smith can reach on infield drama. We shall see. We'll roll the side or die in case the call is for Schmidt. It's a 1-4, so if Schmidt is called upon, he will be gold. Infield drama 1-4. First baseman iron. No, he's not iron. He makes an easy play on a ground out. So that's out number 2. And now we're back to the top of the order and Dion James. And James, 2-5-5. 2-5-5. Is pitcher a star? No, he's not. Is the batter a home run king? No, he's not. Therefore, he flies out to left field to end the 6th inning. So we've completed 6 here at Fulton County Stadium with the score Atlanta 3 and Philadelphia 1. Okay, we start at the top of the 7th. Zane Smith is no longer fresh, so therefore we have Jeff Dedman loosening in the Atlanta bullpen, right-hander, in case Zane Smith should start to struggle. He'll be facing Lance Parrish, Glenn Wilson, and Mike Easler here in the top of the 7th. It is a 3-6-6. 3-6-6. The pitcher spot is blank. Is it a pinch hitter? No. Therefore, he flies out to center. So Parrish flies out to Dion James for out number 1. And that will bring up Glenn Wilson. Glenn Wilson. Wilson is 0 for 2 with a strikeout. 2-3-5. 2-3-5. Is the pitcher wild? No, he's got semi-control. Is the batter eager? Glenn Wilson is semi-eager, but the side or die says no. So therefore, ground out to second base unless he is patient, which he is not. So it's a ground out to second base. So Wilson grounds to Hubbard for out number 2, and that'll bring up Mike Easler. And Zane Smith's streak of 1 strikeout per inning is in jeopardy unless he can get Easler here. That would be the thing that would keep it going. Mike Easler stepping in against Zane Smith. It is a 1-5-6. 1-5-6 is blank for the pitcher. It asks, is the batter a whiffer? He's a semi-whiffer. Sire Die says he is. So bing, boom, ba, there is your one strikeout for Zane Smith. And he has pitched 7 quality innings. We go to the 7th inning stretch with the score, Philadelphia trailing Atlanta 3-1. And Andres Thomas is up, but he will not face Bruce Ruffin. We're going to have a pitching change, and we'll be right back with that pitching change. Okay, John Felski has made the pitching change with a double switch, with the pitcher batting second next inning. He's going to make a double switch, bring in Mike Jackson, and Jackson will hit in Mike Easler's number 7 slot. And Milt Thompson is the new left fielder. He will bat in the number 9 slot, right behind Steve Jeltz. So he will bat second in the top of the 8th. So Mike Jackson on to face. Mike Jackson is on to face Andres Thomas. So Mike Jackson against Andres Thomas. And Mike Jackson has the flash quality. That's his only quality he has listed. He will be an ace this first at bat, however, against Andres Thomas. It's a 1-4-5. Is he a struggler? No. The batter is blank. It's a ground out to third. So Thomas grounds out to Schmidt for out number 1. And that will bring up Gary Renicky. But Renicky is going to be called back. And they're going to go for the lefty hitting Gerald Perry. Okay, so Gerald Perry's going to pinch hit for Renicky, and he will take over at first base starting in the 8th inning. And here's the delivery. It's a 1-2-2. 1-2-2 asks, is the pitcher a workman? No, he's not. Is the batter a champion or a whiffer? No, he's not. Therefore, he lines out to Mike Schmidt at third for 2 quick outs. And that brings up Dale Murphy against Mike Jackson. It's a 1-4-6. 1-4-6, does he have flash? Yes, he does. It is a strikeout unless Murphy has a good eye. Murphy is semi-patient but does not have a good eye, so therefore it is a strikeout. So we completed 7 here in Fulton County Stadium. It's the Braves 3 and the Phillies 1. Okay, Zane Smith is still hanging in there, but Jim Acker is loosening in the bullpen. He may be coming in once some right-handers start coming up, but Milt Thompson will lead. Steve Jeltz will lead things off. It is a 1-2-5. 1-2-5 asks, is he a struggler? No, he's not. Is the batter patient? No, he's not. It's a ground ball to third unless he's a whiffer. He's a semi-whiffer. Sire Die says he is a whiffer. So there's the obligatory strikeout for Zane Smith. And now we've got Milt Thompson, who came in on that double switch. He will be having his first at-bat of the game in the number 9 slot against Zane Smith. 1-4-5. Is he a struggler? No, he's not. He's going to ground out to first baseman, new first baseman, Gerald Perry for out number 2. And that'll bring up Chris James. And Chris James, a 2-4-6. 2-4-6 asks, does the pitcher have control? He's got semi-control. Sire Die says he does have control. Therefore, it's a ground ball back to Zane Smith to end the inning. And that's going to do it for the Phillies here in the bottom of the 8th. I'm sorry, in the top of the 8th. We go to the bottom of the 8th, still 3-1 Braves. Okay, Ken Griffey leads off the bottom of the 8th against Mike Jackson, who is now semi-fresh since this is his second inning of work. It's a 1-4-6. 1-4-6 asks, does he have flash? Yes, he does. It is going to be a strikeout unless Griffey has the good eye, which he does not. So it is a strikeout for Mike Jackson, 1 away. And that brings up Ozzie Virgil. Ozzie Virgil against Mike Jackson. It is a 1-2-5. 1-2-5 asks, is he a struggler? No. Is he patient? No, he's not. It's a ground ball to third unless he's a whiffer. He's a semi-whiffer. Sire Die says he is a whiffer. So it's yet another strikeout for Mike Jackson. 2 quick outs. And that brings up Ken Oberkfell with 2 outs and the base is empty. Oberkfell against Jackson. It is a 5-6-6. Is he wild? No, he's not. Does the batter have a good eye? Yes, he does. He's got a semi-good eye. Sire Die says he does. So it's a foul tip, and he stays at bat rather than striking out. So he gets another chance here, or a reprieve for Oberkfell. And it's a 1-4-4. Is the pitcher have flash? Yes, he does. It's a strikeout. However, we have umpire glasses. Questionable or leading umpire calls ball 4. Well, we've already had that check. Bruce Fleming is not lenient or questionable, so it is a strikeout. The strikeout will stand, and Mike Jackson just struck out the side here in the bottom of the 8th. We go to the 9th. New pitcher in for the Braves, and we'll talk about Zane Smith in just a moment. Okay, we can close the book on Zane Smith. 8 innings pitched, 4 hits, only 1 run, which was the homer by Chris James. He walked 1, struck out 8. And new pitcher for the Braves is Jim Acker. He is their closer, and he has a semi-flash quality. He will be starting out facing the heart of the order, Juan Samuel, followed by Von Hayes and Mike Schmidt. So here is Samuel. Not only is he semi-flash, but he's an ace this at bat. And that's a 1-3-4. 1-3-4 asks, is the catcher gold? No, he's not. Is the batter a champion? No, he's not. We have outfield drama. So outfield drama for the Braves to start off the 9th. And let's see what happens on this outfield drama. It is a 2-5. 2-5 on outfield drama. Center fielder iron. No, he's not. So it's a running grab of a looping liner, and Deion James makes the play for out number 1. And that brings up Von Hayes. 2 outs remaining for Atlanta to get their first win. It is a 1-2-5, a 1-2-5, and a 1-2-5 asks, is he a struggler? No, he's not. Is the batter Von Hayes patient? Yes, he is. So that's ball 4, but we do have umpire glasses. So it says a questionable or strict umpire calls strike 3. But Bruce Fleming is respected, so the walk will stand, and Von Hayes is on with a leadoff, 1-out walk. And that brings up Mike Schmidt, the tying run, steps to the plate. So as well as things have been going for the Braves, the tying run is at the plate, and Mike Schmidt facing Jim Acker. It is a 2-4-6. 2-4-6 asks, does the pitcher have control? No, he does not. Is the batter eager or a sad sack? He is neither. Therefore, he walks. So it's a walk to Mike Schmidt, back-to-back walks. And that puts the tying runs on base and brings up the go-ahead run in Lance Parrish. So a little bit of trouble here for Jim Acker in the top of the 9th. Parrish, a 1-2-3. 1-2-3, both flash and fresh. No, because the desired die does not come up. Desired die is blank, so he does not have the flash quality. But it is a ground ball to short. And the ground ball to short with a lead die of 1 is a double play, and the ball game is over. 6-4-3 double play has ended it. And Jim Acker holds on, and the Braves hold on for their first victory of 1987 to improve their record to 1-1 and split the series with the Phillies. So we'll be right back with the totals and a look ahead at the next series against the Mets when we return. Okay, as we wrap things up from Fulton County Stadium, we'll give you the totals. For the Braves, 3 runs, 9 hits, no errors. They left 7 on. For the Phillies, 1 run, 4 hits, 1 error, and they left 4 runners on base. Winning pitcher was Zane Smith with 8 innings of only allowing 1 run. And Jim Acker picks up his first save of the season. And the losing pitcher, although he pitched well, was Bruce Ruffin. He pitched 6 innings, gave up 9 hits and 3 runs, only 2 of them earned. Mike Jackson pitched 2 innings out of the bullpen and struck out 4 of the 6 batters he faced, but the Phillies were unable to rally in the last 2 innings. So the Braves and the Phillies split the 2-game series, and Rick Mahler, of course, will be cold until further notice, so we'll have to see how that affects him on his next start. And as we look ahead, the Braves now will leave Atlanta Fulton County Stadium. They'll head to Shea Stadium to take on the Mets. And the pitching matchup in that game is going to be the right-hander for the Braves, David Palmer, against lefty Sid Fernandez of the Mets. So again, the Braves will face their 3rd consecutive left-handed starting pitcher. And game 2 of that series, Rick Mahler will be pitching, so we'll see how that cold affects him. And then the Braves will finally face a right-hander in Rick Aguilera. But that's going to be tomorrow. As of today, April 9th, 1987, the Atlanta Braves pick up their first win, improve to 1-1 on the season. And until next time, we'll see everybody down the road.